Hello and welcome back to another episode of Lisa's Little Critters. Today you are invited to the wedding of Miss Buckley Deer and Mr. Caramel Dog. And I'm going to call this video the Not So Calico Critter Wedding, and you will see why in a minute. Okay, so here we have my version of the wedding chapel. And it is, I'm really not sure, it's 3 different toys put together. The front balcony and where they're standing and the bells, all was one piece. Then I found this other building. I'm going to move some of these critters so I can kind of turn it around. This was like a boutique of some kind. It says open, I don't know, and then I guess it says it in French. Okay, now the groom has fallen down, so we'll get him back. Okay, and Mr. Caramel Dog, I made his tuxedo and his hat. It's not the best, and he fell right out of his shoes, which I may or may not be able to get back on him. There we go. Now we're good. Now, little Miss Deer, I put some eyelashes on her, and this dress was a Barbie dress, if you believe it. It was about, I swear, 7 or 8 inches long and had all these petals in ruffles all the way down the dress, if you can imagine. And out of that dress, I was able to make her dress, which I think came out so nice. I put a cross in the back. I think you can see it there for the church. And this top is from some Calico Critter building, the steeple, and I put the bell in there. Now, let me go down and we'll show you the rest. Some of them are visitors, and they have guests at the wedding. And this little sheep and the little squirrel, they are flower girls. And Miss Sheep is the maid of honor, and she's right there in the front. Then we have Mr. Panda. He is taking the pictures for the wedding, so I'm going to turn him back around. And he's taking their pictures. Over here, Lionel is playing his piano for the wedding couple, which is so nice. Down here in the front, I made 2 little simple tables. The other one's over here, just so the wedding guests could like stand, you know, so they'd have a place to stand. As you see, it's just lace and a little thing of foam core and a little cap that I put some flowers in. There's Grandma and Grandpa, Chocolate Rabbit, and Stella over here. I picked out all my critters that had really fancy, you know, outfits, because I thought they would be all dressed for the wedding. Now, in my scenario, here are the little Easter rabbits, and they're at the buffet table, and Mr. and Mrs. Koala, Mr. Koala, he was the preacher, and he married them. The marquee, or the tent, was a Barbie item, and the pillars came off of some kind of a castle that I saw in the outlet. But then I think I can lift this straight off. There we go. And you can see the wedding buffet. You will probably recognize this. This is from the school lunch set. I didn't have enough room on my school to put the lunch set in, and I had already bought it. And I thought, oh, this is perfect for a lunch buffet. I got the ice and the bottle and the 2 champagne glasses. They came with my wedding car, which I will show you in a minute. However, it didn't come with an ice bucket. So this is a thimble, if you can see. That's a thimble, and the ice and the little bottle fit in there perfectly. And then over here we have the cake, and of course on the top are 2 rabbits, but that's the way it came. So that's the little wedding cake, and that all came, I don't think it was supposed to come that way. Now I'm going to put this back, so hang on just for a second. See if I can get it back in there without knocking anybody over. Okay, we did pretty good. Then down here in the front we have some more guests. We have some marshmallow mice, the entire family's there, and little Laura's there with her mother, the poodles. And then back here is where the wedding couple is going to eat. And this gazebo was just a plastic gazebo. I think like a pet bird or something comes in it. And I was able to take off the doors and just made it, you know, a little gazebo for the wedding couple. And they have little flower plates, and they have their own bottle of champagne and glasses in there. And I made the little chairs and table out of spare parts that I had. Okay, and then here down the front, this was a dress that I found, and out of this one dress, it really looked nice, and it had the underskirt. I made the layout, the carpet, whatever you want to call it, and then I also made the roof of this, and the little ribbons and everything came off the dress. So I really used every bit of this little girl's, it was probably a flower girl's dress. Even the little rosette on the table and the little trim around the table were off of that dress. Now we'll come down front, and here is my wedding car. It's all ready to go. It has a chauffeur. I was so excited to get this car, you will have no idea. It did come over from England, and it was not a bad price. It did not have the just married, but I was able to put that on. So I just did it myself, you know. And then the other thing it was missing on the front were these roses. And they were supposed to be plastic, just like these side ones. But I made one that I think came out pretty good, and it looks just fine, has the ribbons and everything. Inside the car, this is usually, if he'll come out, now he might not. Come on, buddy, what's wrong? Here you go. Okay, here he comes. Except I knocked his hat off. I'm always doing crazy things, you guys know this. This is, I believe, a little Barrenwald bear. I'm not sure. And I made his suit because he is normally my tram driver. So he had a tram driver, and my son said, oh, he can drive, he can be the chauffeur for the bride and groom. And I said, that's just perfect. So there he is. And I will try, I think I'm not even going to try. I will put him in there once we're done. But you get the idea that there's my wedding car with the shoes and cans attached. But I was real pleased with the way it finally came out. I did it for June, and it's just something that I'd been working on, and I like the way it came out because I'd love to have the Critter Church, and maybe eventually I will, but for now, this works out just fine. And I think while we're on it, since we still have some time left, I'm going to pan over here. Hang on, just bear with me a minute. Back to my farm. Now, y'all have seen my farm before if you've watched my videos. However, right now, it's springtime on the farm. So we've got Papa Pig, and he's in there with the little sprouted vegetables. And I wanted to show you those, because I had like a piece of, it was kind of like a suede material that I put down, and then I just took little pieces of greenery and stuck it in the ground, as you know, I made holes and made it look like the springtime. It's just coming up, because I do this farm for several different seasons. And then another new addition, I had Mrs. Pig, but I only have 2 of the 3 little pigs, but at least I have a red and a blue one. And I have a new tractor since last year. And then, of course, there's Mama. She's selling things. Little Miss Cow is feeding the horse. Carly is on Willow. And this little sheep is feeding the chickens. He has a bucket full of seed or whatever they eat. And I made a little hen house out of pieces from, I think it's called Shrek, something like that. Farm animals. You'll know it if you know you've seen these kind of toys. But that's the springtime farm. They're getting ready for big things. And that's about all for today. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you like this video and want to see more. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.